and theorized it. He wasn't thinking about film. He was working with a pendulum, you know, that goes back and forth from a clock, you know. But with the filter in front of one eye, it went in circles, and he theorized that. God damn. And the other eye, and it has the illusion of going the other way.
Huh.
You, back in the 80s or sometime, you explained that in Minneapolis and gave us neutral density filters and said, keep them in your wallet. And
Right.
I did that, and I had a great experience with it. I went to a documentary that was a long tracking shot through landscape that went on for about 40 minutes. It was very dull. And luckily I remembered I had that and pulled it out, and I had a great time. So I highly recommend that you get one of these movies.
It's pretty deep space, right? I mean, just deep space, the world.
At what point in the making of this film did you just decide to incorporate the contemporary interpolation?
Well, it's happening, you know, and I would look, you know, work, be happy, stick my head up, be unhappy. And this is a break, okay? So let's see what one is contending with outside of the movie, the fantasy, and of course the Ayn Rand,
The Fountainhead.
the Fountainhead. You know, this guy is a disciple of Ayn Rand. That's where it's coming from.
Since there's so many possibilities of depth within any shot, once you've fixed, as you've done in this film, this particular version, do you feel the longing to want to go back and do a live version of it again, where you might, you know, be able to tease out different possibilities?
You want to you want me to do another Tom about the Sun? Not for the moment. I think I'd like to be through it, you know, but I love the people in it. I love them, you know, I mean, they're real to me. I've seen them so much, you know, they're real character. I think they performed beautifully. At first I thought it was just, when I first looked at this film in 1968, I just thought it was helter-skelter, you know, a bunch of crazy people. I never saw the pig. I didn't know what it was about. And eventually I just think they're amazing. And they're also beautifully fit to the roles, you know. It shows a lot of care in terms of, okay, Tom.
When you did the original Tom Tom, you used the 16mm Kemp Niver print. Am I right that you've actually using different material going back to the paper print here, or are you still working with this?
This is a much better original print. The Niver print was the worst, okay?
Yes.
But I couldn't do anything about it. I was really just possessed by it, you know?
But this is the new version, the 35.
That's right.
Because I remember at one point when we were talking, and you, in some early notes, talk about Kemp Niver lovingly making these paper prints. He didn't do it lovingly or carefully. He was kind of a crook.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah.
I
I mean, that's my opinion. You know, he had an obsession,
but he did it.
We owe something. But
Yeah, we do.
yeah, but he did it the cheapest way he could and to make the greatest amount of money, you know, from the Library of Congress.
And shot it on 16, right?
Exactly, right.
Instead of 35.
16 because he thought he could sell it to TV.
Oh my God.
So you can see how much, and one of the things is we always assumed, oh, it looks bad because it's a paper print.
Right.
But the paper prints look beautiful, I mean, with some exceptions,
Yes.
but
Which I didn't know. And
there's
then,
so much more clarity.
And then MoMA gave me this print. Wow, let me go. You know.
So I mean, one of the reasons that Madison may be seeing a little more is that there really is more in the image clearer now.
Yeah, the next one, of course, I'll get it will be the full color version. Oh gosh.
You made a comment the other night as well that you know, painting is the time-based medium, and
Oh yes.
and film almost less so.
Oh, no, no.
Not
film-
less so,
film,
but,
less so, but,
differently.
I see painting as a time.
Not
based-
time,
yeah, I mean,
not based.
I mean, obviously, you
time
look, you
medium.
look at a painting in time, okay, it's painted in time, it's time, you know? It's a composition, well balanced, to, you know, to be there in that two-dimensional frame, you might say in an instant, but it's all, it's worked out, it's time compressed, it's time compressed. Yes?
I was wondering, since you've moved into using digital technologies, I was wondering, particularly between your first Tom Tom and Piper Sun film and this one, whether you see your use of digital technologies as an augmentation, or just sort of a wider variety of possibilities than film, or something very different?
Absolutely, just possibility, endless possibility. You know, I had a wonderful assistant who is now foolishly working on his doctorate. Eric Nelson was terrific, and if I let him alone, he'd scribble with the computer. And I'd watch what he's doing. I'd stop, go back, get that. Okay, and let's see what else we can do with that. So he was a great source. Yeah. Yes, please.
Because there's so much experimentation that you're doing in this kind of work, do you imagine that another variation of these kinds of explorations would leave the explorations even more up to the viewer, like in maybe an interactive version of this kind of work, rather than, because to a large degree you're controlling what we're being shown, but we're allowed a lot of freedom to explore the image too. But I mean, is there like another level you imagine that, or that you would or wouldn't be interested in, where we would control even more what we're looking at?
I don't know about the audience controlling things, okay? But as you're speaking to me, I'm seeing another, I swear, it's bizarre. As you're speaking to me, I'm seeing another level that's possible with this stuff.
Like the reality TV version where the viewers vote,
I mean, a lot more is possible. And it's true, with Madison's quoting, that 2 frames, 2 instances of time, there's like just an infinite amount that can be done with it.
Well, and related to that, I was wondering, as you're exploring, it seems like there must be a lot of improvisation in real time as you're just exploring this material.
Oh, really?
And I mean, to what degree is what we see in the finished version dictated by you looking at this stuff and then saying, why not? Or, you know, hey, I mean, pure epiphany. I mean, is it just really heavily spontaneous in that way?
It's much as spontaneous. However, I am concerned about an overall form, okay? I mean, it wouldn't go on forever. It doesn't take in anything, okay? I'm assuming, you know, great latitude with the work. I'm asking the viewer, come on with me, all the way, here we go. But it doesn't mean that anything can happen. There's I'm trusting my subconscious to guide me, to feed me things, but it isn't unlimited. And then there's Flo, who says you can't do that. That's in bad taste.
I really like the Malcolm Goldstein track you used. What inspired you to use that?
Oh, I love Malcolm, and we've worked before, and it was, you know, one of the things I had in the house, and you know, I really do trust my subconscious. Okay.
It worked really well. It worked
Yeah.
with the film somehow. I don't know exactly how, but.
Well, I don't know how I would think of it. You know, it's there in the house among all these other things, and I get up one day and say, I have to go for that piece. You know, try this, and it works. You know, so I'm very.
Is that true of the other
Very grateful.
sound pieces incorporated in the film as
Yes,
well?
absolutely. Oh, and then our friend Will Rose in Leeds, UK, sent us this tape of his daughter. You know, says she sings beautifully. And oh my God, I got to get that on this rack. You know, so it's nice. It's subconscious. You know, as I'm speaking, I'm pulling words out of a vast accumulation of words. And I don't even know what I'm going to say next. It just comes out, okay? So there's a whole deep ocean of consciousness, work, and we you know, we touch surfaces between each other. It's astounding.
Do you think there are any other ways in which film or media work can change the world?
Oh God, I think that we're fucked. I think that nothing will stop these macho jerks from just getting more money. You know, they can't even use whatever it is a prize. They prove themselves to themselves, so they exist. You know, we do it with art, and they do it with by being pirates. And they have control of the government. They have control of our representatives. Literally paid off right out in front. Right out in front. It's, nothing's going to happen. And then you have these religious crazies, and we're going to just see the world taken away from us. And I said the other day, this consciousness is very, very rare. I think that language develops among one of the living species, and it's the only. I mean, as far as we know, there are intelligent animals, but this is the only one, we human beings, that have developed language and are able to pass on culture. And there could be thousands and thousands of years to go. Who knows what would develop in technology? And I find it very hard to believe it's going to be allowed. I feel strangely privileged to be here, what might be the end of the human adventure. You know, I don't want it. It's horrible. So I don't know, Obama. Oh God! I mean, I thought the great moment with Obama was getting him elected, and after that, we discovered that we have Bill Clinton again. What is it?
Not quite yet.
Oh, all right. Well,
It's all right.
okay. I hope you're right.
So the question would be, does Tom Tom speak to you in any way as a commentary on that sense as well?
Well, I like that it's a marketplace, okay? And it's a marketplace with people selling real ducks, real pigs. There are real crooks, reaching into each other's people's pockets. It's very immediate, and it looks like a kind of like an essence of human society. There's whores among the crowd. I like that, and the kids are there, yes, it's a chance to play with the world for me, with human society.
Speaking of the world, I don't know if anybody was here last night as well, but I was, and that is a transition, but
WHIR-LED.
we screened last night, but since we have you here as well for that, if anybody has any questions related to that as well. But obviously, in working with that and working with Jack, it seems to me it's a very different mode of working with film.
Well,
or is it for you?
Well, Jack Smith was a gravitational force. You had to work with Jack, with what Jack can do.
Mm-hmm.
I had, as I explained before, formal ideas of the possibilities of cinema before working with Jack Smith, and before doing my the film I made of Orchard Street and Lower East Side, another Market Street. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I had ideas of the possibility of where film could go towards what I appreciated in painting. And this is interesting. I feel that like ideas come to me. I wake up in the morning, you know, with, oh, wow. I wake up at night sometimes, wow, that's a thought. So things are perking, okay, inside. And I think I have this goal of some kind of painting as film. And things occur to me that move me in that direction. But I don't have a lot of theory, I don't know a lot of science. They're promptings, and something as unforeseen as the Nervous Magic Lantern can come of that. You know, so I listen to what's prompting me. You know, I feel a benevolence through myself, you know, and these things arise. I'm very grateful.
Any other thoughts? Well, shall we leave it here? We're very grateful to you.
Thank you.